Hello friends, welcome to this another important disease, which is important because this is the second largest cause or second biggest cause of deaths among children and among the adults, cancer. Okay, so before going to the matter, let me explain you something. See, every cell, it undergoes or it works in a cell cycle. Okay, it has a cell cycle, a growth phase, then the division phase. It has G1 as G2, and then the mitosis or the meiotic phase. So each and every step of this cell cycle is very tightly regulated. Okay, if there is any problem, then that is corrected again. Okay, so cell cycle is very well regulated. Also, every day we acquire a lot of mutations because of different reasons. Our DNA acquires a lot of mutations. Our DNA gets a lot of mutations. So what our body does, our body corrects those mutations, corrects those DNA mismatches, and it makes the DNA normal again. But what if the DNA damage or the mutation cost is so heavy or so great that the damage that cannot be corrected? Then the cell kills itself. Okay, the cell undergoes apoptosis. So now just imagine if that regulation of the cell cycle is not there, the cell cycle is left unregulated, then the cell will keep on dividing and dividing and dividing, and it will create multiple copies of itself which are not at all needed, right? And also, if that self-killing mechanism, that apoptosis mechanism, when the DNA damage is very severe, is also not there, then what will happen? The cell with severe DNA damage will survive. That means the abnormal cell will survive. It will divide, it will create several copies of itself, and there will be many cells whose genetic material will be abnormal. There will be abnormal cells, and they'll do many different abnormal functions in the body. But that means they'll affect the body negatively. So that's what happens in neoplasia. So what is neoplasia? Neoplasia means new, plasia means growth. So any new growth, any growth of tumor, wherever there is uncontrolled division of cells, there a tumor develops, neoplasia develops. Okay, so the tumor or neoplasia, it is of two types. Let me go to this. So cancer is a group of diseases involving abnormal cell growth with the potential to invade or spread to other parts of the body. So see, what is the difference between a benign neoplasia or benign tumor and the malignant tumor? Benign tumor is a good tumor. Okay, this does not affect the body so negatively, and then like the malignant one. Okay, this remains latent in the body and it doesn't affect so much. Okay, it is not that harmful as the malignant one. So why is it not that harmful? Because it is first of all slow growing. Malignant one is very fast growing. Okay, and this one, it is well circumscribed. It has a good covering over it so that it cannot grow very much. But this is not at all circumscribed. This is distinct benign one, but the malignant one is infiltrative. Benign one is mobile because of that covering, but the malignant one, it remains fixed to the surrounding tissue. And moreover, these four things cannot help us in getting to the diagnosis, getting to the confirmation whether the tumor is malignant or benign. For the confirmation, we need to do a biopsy. What is biopsy? Biopsy is a simple process of taking a section of the tissue and making thin slides of that and looking it under the microscope. Okay, so biopsy helps us in determining whether it's benign or malignant. How does it help? So see, under the microscope, if you see that the organized growth is there, that means it is a benign tumor. If the growth is non-organized, then it is malignant. If the nuclei of the cell are uniform, that means it is benign, and if they are not, it is malignant. And also, if the mitotic activity can be seen to very low extent, then it is benign, and if a lot of cells show mitotic activity, then it is malignant one. Okay, and the most important, the benign tumors, they never invade the surrounding tissues, but the malignant tumors, they always, remember this, they always invade the surrounding tissues. Okay, and there is something called metastasis. Metastasis is see, if there is a tumor in lung and that tumor travels through blood or lymph and goes to the stomach and starts a secondary tumor there. Then this process of transmission of the tumor from one place to another place, which two places which are not physically connected with each other, is called as metastasis. And metastasis can only be seen in the malignant tumors. Okay, the malignant tumors, all of them don't show metastasis, but yes, most of them do. But none of the benign tumors show metastasis nor this invasion. Okay, so what is metastasis? It is defined by the spread of a tumor to the sites that are physically disconnected or discontinuous with the primary tumor and unequivocally marks a tumor as malignant, as by the definition the benign neoplasms do not metastasize. Okay, now what are the causes of this cancer? I mean, why does the cancer cause? Okay, so there are several causes. The cancer is mainly because of mutations. Okay, mainly the mutations cause cancer. So what all factors which can cause mutations, they can cause cancer. So there are several chemicals which can cause mutations. There are several components of our diet which may cause cancer. Several infections like human papillomavirus, they can cause cancer. Radiations, the most potent cause of mutations, like you must have heard about the Hiroshima and Nagasaki Visport, that Visport of Japan. It created a lot of mutations in the people, and most of them were or their coming generations, they had cancers. Okay, then heredity, it is one of the most important causes, because most of the or many of the cancers, they are genetic. Many of the hormones like estrogen, they also help in cancers. Okay, and also there are several autoimmune diseases which also cause cancer. Okay, so what are the different types of cancer? So there is carcinoma. Carcinoma is any cancer of epithelial origin. It is called carcinoma. What are sarcomas? Sarcomas are cancers which arise from connective tissue. Okay, then what are lymphoma, leukemia? They are the cancers which arise from the hematopoietic cells. Okay, they are related to something blood. Okay, then what are germ cell tumors? They are derived from the pluripotent cells. And what are blastomas? The blastomas are the cancer which are derived from immature precursor cells or the embryonic tissue. Okay, then detection and diagnosis, I told you it is by biopsy and the histopathological stains. Also, we can use X-rays, CT, and this MRI to test for the internal organs. And the antibodies against cancer, if they are found in blood, that means there is cancer. This can also be used as a diagnostic test. And what are the treatments? Simple. The cells, they have lost the control and they are not able to apoptosize. Therefore, we help the cells to commit suicide, or we force the cells to commit suicide. So how we do that? We do that by chemotherapy or by radiation. Or okay, so we do by radiation, we do by chemotherapy. Also, many of the tumors, they have to be incised by the surgery, and they have to be removed from there. So we do surgery also. And also we make our immune system more effective. Okay, we activate our immune system to act against those tumors. So the alpha interferon is one such method. So whatever the treatment method may be, it targets killing the rapidly dividing cells. Okay, so what all are the rapidly dividing cells in our body? The GI epithelium, the hematopoietic cells, the hair cells. Okay, these are all the rapidly dividing cells, and of course the tumor cells. So these therapies, they undifferentiatedly or indiscriminately affect all those rapidly dividing cells. Therefore, several side effects like hair loss and anemia, etc., are seen during this treatment. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.